Good morning. Happy Friday. Tami here. Okay, sorry, it's kind of dark in here this morning. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. I hope you're having a fabulous week and that you've kicked off your morning super high vibe, positive thoughts so that the rest of your day. Yesterday, I'd heard during my meditation that the positive thoughts that we think in the morning color the picture for the whole rest of the day. Isn't that fabulous? So this morning, I wanted to chat. I wanted to share with you just some things that were on my mind this morning. So coming from someone who's lived a little over 50 years, who's been married almost 32 years, wanted to share something that I've learned over this time, drop some wisdom on you. So one of the things, and this took me a little minute, I'm slow sometimes with things, but one of the most valuable things I've learned is that we don't all think the same. I know, it's weird, right? It's crazy. And so that can create some challenges in our relationships, but that's also what makes it exciting and fun, right? Because we're not all exactly the same. But we don't all think the same. And so one of the aspects to that is then that different things hurt us. We process things differently. And so then, I was thinking back, because my husband and I are very, very different. Our personalities are very different. But that's also what one of the things that makes our relationship very beautiful. We complement each other very well. But I was thinking about, like when we were first married, and because now we get a lot, oh my goodness, y'all are so cute, and I think we really are, but this is you're seeing the 32-year us. There was a 10-day us and a 1-year us. I was trying to figure things out, and I was thinking back to those days and reflecting on some things, and about when you're trying to work through those first days and years, and even just new relationships, and maybe when we have arguments or disagreements. And I was just thinking about our words and how important it is, because words can be so hurtful. And we talk, that's a given, right? We kind of all know that now. Like, words can be, hey, good morning, gorgeous. Hi, Shauna. How hurtful words can be. And I was thinking about, like, not only our written words, right? But not only our spoken words, but like our written words, because, when any hurtful words, I think even though we all process things differently, I think hurtful words from either to or from the people that we care about the most, I think we could all agree that those things hurt us most deeply, right? If someone we don't even know is walking down the street, says something crazy, we're like, yeah, whatever, I don't know them. But if it's from someone that we have such a deep love for, that can hurt us like so much deeper, right? So I think we're all kind of the same in that way. But the words, the things that hurt us can be different. So I think it's really important, as we're getting to know each other through relationships, to just realize that, we are all different in that way, but that is super important. I don't know about y'all. I'm a little bit of a recovering control enthusiast. I pray on that. I'm working on that. And what I have found is that, in those times of those difficult, I'm not even going to say discussions, because y'all know where I'm going, right? Like when we're arguing, we rarely, I can't even remember the last time we had like a legit argument. But back in the day, right, those early days, and sometimes in new relationships, if you're having that argument, like we learn those buttons, right? And even now, like I know those buttons with my husband, he knows those buttons with me. And in the early days, though, I would use those points to gain leverage, right? Because I would want to have that one up, or I would want to, what I would think would win. And so when I was thinking about this morning, about like the hurtful words we say, the hurtful words we write, a couple things I was thinking about is, texting and of course email. I don't know if we now I don't think we use email like we did when it first came out, but texting for sure, right? I was looking in the restaurant this weekend, like everybody had their phone, and I know that even like arguments like happen a lot through text. And so when we say hurtful words, and right, this is it's like a common sense, right? We can't unsay them. We can't unfeel them. The other person can't unfeel them. But then I was thinking about text, and like when we put something in text, like we're arguing through text, because that's just such a common thing today, right? We just text whatever we feel. It just lends that opportunity to continue to be able to go back and be able to look at that again and again and again. And I really think that makes it more difficult to process through that hurt, through that pain, and just keep that wound open longer. And so that is one thing. Of course, I'm not from that generation that like I had to really get into the whole texting. Like I'm still not like half the emojis. I don't know what they're for. I'm having to learn all that. Social media, I'm really having to step up and learn social media. But that is just something was really on my heart this morning. I'm like, those words we say, we've always heard that, like how powerful they are. But when we say them in writing, it's like we just leave that hanging out there to be able to go back and reread them and re-hurt and re-hurt and re-hurt. And so then I was thinking about like the way I used to fight, and I've really grown up since then. But like, and that's why I said at the beginning, this is 50 years here and almost 32 years of marriage. You learn these things, but I used to really fight for power, right? I would use those, once I learned those buttons, I'm like, I'm going for that, because that's going to give me position. I'm going to know that hurts the most. But what if in those situations we honored those buttons, and instead of going for those and instead of pushing them, we stayed away from them out of love and kindness and courtesy, and we definitely learn them, because that, instead of position, it allows us then to honor that relationship and honor, out of love, and then be able to have conversations instead of really fights. And that's what I'm saying now. Don't get me wrong, we don't agree on everything, goodness gracious. But I can't really tell you the last time we had like a real legit, just like all out, because now we know what those buttons are, and we're not perfect by any means, and if we push that, if we cross that line, we come back really quick, because we really recognize that, and we really work to come from a space of love, and we know, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I mean, I think I've shared with y'all before. I mean, I go to a place of anger really quick. So our first years, I mean, he's going to have so many jewels in his crown, because I was hard to live with. I fight ugly. I fight from a really mean place. And I just, oh my goodness. So I just this morning, and I don't know why, I don't know why this is on my heart this morning. But I think maybe because we were this weekend and people were like, oh, y'all are so cute. And we are. And I love the space we're at today. But I just want y'all to know we didn't start here. I wish we had, because this space right here is beautiful. I love him. I love us. But nobody told us what it took to get here. Nobody said, that, I mean, that's all I knew, right? You fight, you win, you have to be number one. That's what I knew, and that's what I thought was right. But But let me tell you, at the end of that, it always felt horrible, right? And then you're sad, and then you can't take back all that meanness, and it takes a long time, and it stays there. And those things, and I'm going to tell you, back then, we didn't have all the, we didn't text and all that back then, but we had a calendar hanging in our hallway. And one time I wrote something really mean on there because I was so mad at him. And I wanted him to know that I was really mad at him. So I wrote something really mean about him on the calendar. And it wasn't a bad word or anything, but it was just something I thought, I knew it would hurt him. And y'all, oh my gosh, when he saw that hanging in the hallway, we didn't even have friends like that back then. So it wasn't like somebody would come and visit us and see. But do you know, it hurt him to the very, very deepest of his heart that I would, in our home, out in public, say something so mean about him. And it just crushed his heart. And it took probably today that hurt is hidden down there somewhere 30-something years later, because I can't take back that mean-spirited ugliness that I spoke out into the world to the person who, next to God, that I love the most in this whole entire planet. And so I just wanted to share this morning that when we know those buttons, let's just work on, instead of going for them and making that our first choice so that we get leverage, we don't win. That's really not winning. Winning is when we honor them, open up space to have like real conversations, figure out what that root is, work on it. I'm not talking about ignoring it, work through it so that we can go to that next level, because that's when those relationships really rise up and go to the next level. And then don't put things in writing, ugly things, because then it just allows that to be reread and reheard over and over again. Let's put love and kindness and beauty and joy in writing and in our words. With those that we love, those we don't even know. Let's just throw that stuff around like glitter, confetti, whatever. Sorry guys, I don't know where all that came from this morning, but that's what God placed on my heart. So I'm just so grateful for y'all to listen to me, allow me to get that out. I just pray for you. I just love you. I'm so grateful. You just fill my cup. I hope you have an amazingly blessed day. It's Friday. Woohoo. Go out and just live boldly in your purpose. Love up all those people who are in your life. God has purposely placed them in our lives. So let's just honor that. We are so blessed to be, we woke up today and to be on this planet. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Thanks guys. Have an amazing day.